Hello YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Laqsman, a Nigerian forex trader. What do I do here? I'm basically documenting my journey here as a beginner forex trader, sharing my losses, wins, and so many other things to know that it's possible to make it in this industry from nothing, from zero to something. So if that's something you're interested in, please do well to like and subscribe for your boy. Welcome back, guys. As you can see from the title, Journey to Profitable Strategy, this is a segment where I will be documenting my journey, my loss, wins, my trade, and everything. Basically every single trader, his strategy, his edge come most of the times his edge come from experience. Your mentor can teach you, your mentor can guide you, but he cannot give you that experience. So this series where I will be documenting every week from week 1 to I do to whenever I become profitable, I will be documenting everything every week, the trade I take, the reason I take the trade, my rules, the rules guiding the my setup and trading plan and everything. I will be documenting everything and sharing it with you guys. I will start this journey, this episode, this episode 1, week 1, which is week 1. I will start documenting this week with, I don't even have a live account. I will start documenting. I've already deposited $10 demo account, which is here. Then by next week or next upper week, if I'm able to raise funds to deposit money into my brokerage account, live account, then I will continue the journey with the live account. I also have a Profem account, but because I was down due to losing streak, I was down about 9%, so I just leave the account for now until when I'm back to my winning streaks. Then I will know how to handle the account. I will get back and trade the account here with you guys. So since you'll be coming along with me on this journey, let's hop on my chart. Let me share my strategy, the rules and plans that guided the strategy and everything, so that you will have idea on why I'm taking each and every trade I'm taking, even though I'll be explaining and breaking down every trade that I'll be taking for the whole week, or the setup that presents itself for the week. Let's dive on the chart. So guys, let me first explain using line chart, then we will dive on to the candlestick chart. Let me explain it properly. So using the line chart, if price, maybe for instance using the bearish trend, price is creating let's say higher low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then price eventually broke, which is microstructure shift. Price broke all the previous lower highs, then price eventually came back. That's where I'm entering to the last lower high, a bit higher, new higher high that is being created. Then I will use, and at first when I first found this, I've been using the strategy without knowing that it's called a breaker block. I was based on experience. If market is creating this series, and whether in a downtrend or uptrend, whether in an uptrend or in a downtrend, when market is creating the series of lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower. Once price market structure shift, then it will came back to retest. At first I was looking at the setup as or the strategy as a break and retest, because I knew once price break this zone, it will come back and retest the leg that the previous lower high that market created. Then it will move on to the next this thing. So I was using it without an inducement, which is liquidity. I did not implement liquidity. I was just using it just the way it came. I backtested it and I was using it. So I was taking a lot of losses. Then I went on to search on it. Then I see that a lot of people are using this particular model and they are making a lot of money. Then I now like check what I did doing differently from their own chart to implement on my own chart. Then I found out that the name of this thing is a breaker block, and they are using a liquidity inducement, so it give it a high probability and high chances of being a winning trade. In a downtrend also, when price is coming down, maybe something like this. This one is getting tough. Let me draw this thing properly, or just basically something like this, 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 this. As simple as it's one of the simplest strategy you find out there. One of the simplest strategy you find out there. So the inducement is the first week the market created, the closest week the market created at the break of the market structure shift, like something like this. If this is the first week the market created, it's going to be the inducement, and inducement is the thing that back up the trade, and I have a guided rule to use that. I will share the rules with you guys very shortly. And my stop loss is very tight, 15 pips stop loss. So I used to get a lot of risk reward on each and every trade. The minimum of 1 to 3. Minimum of 1 to 3. And let's go. Let me share the trading rules or plans with you, so that when we are finding any setup or trying to identify any setup on the normal candlestick chart, you understand what I'm doing, or what I'm where I'm heading to. This is my trading. You see, if you can see it here clearly, I started Euro JPY breaker block trading plan. Firstly, I should go on the higher time frame, daily 4 hour, to clearly understand the overall trend of the market structure. Then move to the lower time frame, 30 minutes, for all my entry confirmation and a constant stop loss of 15 pips. Then 3, when there is no inducement from a setup found from 30 minutes, do not go to the 15 minutes to trade. Sometimes you will come to the time frame that you are trading, then maybe with without inducement, I'm not supposed to take any trade. So then I will say, maybe let me dive onto the 15-minute time frame. If I could find inducement from that particular setup, then I should take the setup. But I should not do that. I should just ignore the trade, even if it will be a winning trade. I should not take any trade if there is not a lot of I should not take any trade if there is a lot of liquidity above or below the breaker block, which price did not mitigate it. I will explain that on chart. Then do not try to force any trade when there is none. Your setup is very clear. If they are, they will see you will. If they are, you will see. The English I wrote it's wrong English. If there is the setup, it will present itself. I don't have to force any trade. I repeat, do not try to force any trade, or else you will regret. This is just a warning for me. Whenever I'm about to take trade, reading my trading plan and rules, my guided the things that guided my setup. It will remind me of not to break any of the rules I'm guided with. When I break any of the rules, what will eventually happen is a loss, and after the loss I'm going to regret. That's just it. Then what is my setup? What is basically my setup? As I showed you guys on the chart, it's market structure, shift or break of structure, then breaker block, then inducement. Always focus on the trend. In fact, do not counter trend. I should not take any trade if overall market from the daily and the 4 hour is bearish. I'm to only take a sell trade. If the daily and 4 hour is on bullish, I'm to only to buy the market. Always focus on understanding the market structure before making any decision. Market structure is the key. Market structure is the winning trade. Without properly understanding the market structure, you are eventually going to take a loss. Always take one trade per day or two if the first trade is a win. This is just simple. Always focus on a close or recent market structure shift or break of structure, or anything that leads to the creation of the breaker block, the recent one. I will explain this also on the chart. If I should be patient, okay, if inducement mitigate the breaker block is not valid. I will explain that also. I'm supposed to be reading and going to the chart, but I just want to read this all, then I will go to the chart and I will explain. If I should be patient enough to wait for all my rules and confirmation, even if it will take a week, the chances of losing is only 20%. Breaking any of these rules means no profitability. As you can see from the title of the video is the journey to profitable strategy. So if I'm to break or not to follow by this guided rule, that means no profitability. When spotting any valid breaker block, extremely careful on any inducement that could make it valid or invalid. Inducement determines the possible outcome of any trade. These are all reminders. These are all things that whenever I read, it will stick on my head and will remind me of the trades or setup that I should take or I'm taking, to which I should have the higher chances of the trade being a winning trade. Let's go back on the chart. I see we have spent a lot of time. This was the setup I analyzed during the weekend, which if price it eventually came back, it could be my potential setup, but price did not came back, and price is just doing its own thing. So let's ignore this. Let me see if I can spot. You see, if you can see, without even figuring out, without even drawing anything, price is heading up. Price was coming, it retested and was going. Overall, if we are to go, I don't want us to waste much of time. If we are to go on the higher time frame, from here price was going up. Price is on the, let me use a trend line, price is on the uptrend. So first rule, one of the rules of our trade is to follow the trend, overall trend, the market structure, the leading trend. So if price is on the uptrend, I will be looking for a buy. So price came, price was creating a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high. Market structure shift. Price came back and broke all these previous highs. Then where should be my and the rule I stated here was telling me that I should, if always focus on the close and recent market structure shift or breaker block, or anything that leads to the creation of the breaker block. This means that here is also a breaker block. Here could be a breaker block. Here could be a breaker block. Here could also be a breaker block, and here could also be a breaker block too. But what did the rule say? The rule said that we should always only focus on the closest one, the one that is very close to the market direction that lead to the break of that particular structure. Then 2, the one that has the very closest inducement. You see, if you can see from here, this one, and there was the rule stated that something mitigated. Let me see. If inducement mitigates the odd breaker block, the breaker block is not valid. Here it is. The inducement, the potential inducement that is supposed to be here has mitigated this breaker block, so it's not valid. So this is not valid, and this is very low. We can spot a liquidity here, and we can spot a liquidity here. We can use this one, we can use this one, but we are to use the nearest breaker block, not this one is the lowest one. We are to use the nearest one. So if we are to use the nearest one, this one is going, and we are not to use the, these are two breaker block, the first one and the second one. We are to use the most recent one. This I will draw my zone to the nearest one for the possible setup. So, and we can spot our inducement here. Then long, a very clean trade and a very clean setup. Using 15 pips from the 30-minute time frame, if you could remember from my rule, using 15 pips, 1 to 14. Where else can you find a strategy giving you a risk reward of 1 to 14 in just a single trade? That's why I should not bother. From the rules, I should not bother if it will take me 1 week or 2 without finding any setup. A winning setup will cover all the losses. A winning setup will give me a very high RR, risk reward ratio, or return on investment or anything. So this basically the strategy I'm trading. Maybe I will make a separate video explaining and breaking it in details, because this video is getting a bit longer. So I'll make another video to explain in details how the strategy work and what you should see, the valid and invalid, or everything about the strategy. So the week is still on, and I need to see if I can have any potential setup. Today is Monday actually. I can say I will wait from Monday because as we can see here on the chart, there is no any possible setup for today. So maybe tomorrow or before the ending of the week, we can see if we have any possible setup. We'll take this trade and I will attach it to this video from the documentation for the journal or something. And my trading journal is also here. Even while documenting on YouTube, I will also be documenting here on my trading journal. Just peace out. What's good, guys? Today is Wednesday, and this is my first trade of the week. We just took a loss of, as you can see, 1.01 cent. I'm supposed to lose only $1 in this trade, but I don't know, it just happened. After the loss, I just went back to check the possibilities, since the market is still going on my direction. So the market structure and the market trend was right, but my breaker block or my entry was wrong, because the market can never be wrong. We are the only one. Any loss, any mistake is all on us. That's what we will learn. It's still part of things you should adapt to attain profitability that we all want to. So if I don't want this, the previous video was a bit longer, I don't want this to be long, so let me just break it as quick as I can. From my rule, let's go back on rule number 4. When I spot 2 breaker block and the first was not mitigated and there is inducement, I should not take from the second breaker block, even if it will, even with all the trading confirmation. That's what my rule says. And if you can see here, this is the first breaker block I spot. Okay, which this is the second, and the one below here is the first, and there is inducement here. So the rule states that if there is 2 breaker block and the first dipping price once came here to mitigate this breaker block, so it's not valid. But price did not come in any way. When price started moving, you see from when price could not respect this zone to go down, when price started moving, it in any way price did not came back to test this zone before continue going upside. So this thing, the breaker block is valid. So, and price did not mitigate it, and there is a lot of liquidity here. So I shouldn't have used the second breaker block. The price, my trading rule, my guided plan told me that I should not use, but because I don't know the experience that we want to get from the trading or from the strategy. What I said from my last video, if you watch, I said that okay, I guess it's from this video, but the first part, your mentor can teach you, your mentor can guide you, but your mentor cannot give you the experience. So that's the experience that we are talking about is here. Showing up every day, doing the same thing, and journaling or recording your mistakes and learning from your mistakes. So whenever you come across that particular setup or trade or mistake, you know that I've once come across this thing, so I will ignore it, or you know how to handle it based on how your trading rule guided you on. So I should have just ignored here and followed the first one, but I was just, or should I say, I was blind, because I did not take trade on Monday, Tuesday, and I did not blame myself. I'm just trying to do these things, but as I've made this mistake here, making it again, that's what will make me that I'm not ready to be that profitable that I'm talking about. So let's remove this thing here. If you can clearly see here, this and another breaker block, this another breaker block, and these are the inducement. There are a lot of inducement. The price that will, if you can see, this is a very good trade, and it's about 1 to 12 risk reward. But because I just followed the upper one, I just end up losing the trade. But we still have 2 more days, Thursday, Friday. If I find any good setup that align with my trading rules and plans, I will take it. But if I do not find any trade, we can wait for next week to take, if we can find any opportunity next week. That's just it. Bye for now. Alright, welcome back guys. This is Saturday, and I want to just make a quick breakdown on how I ended my week. So I will attach it and upload it together along with the other videos. So as you can see, this is my chart here, and the only trade I took this week was this particular trade, and it was a loss. and eventually the second entry that I missed, it eventually it did not hit TP, but it went about 1 to 9, I guess. Yeah, 1 to 9. But even though had it been I entered from the right entry and I was in the trade, I couldn't have just allowed it came back to it my asset. I could have broke even at maybe 1 to 5 rigs to reward. Then at least I'm out with something, not even something, a reasonable amount. I will not just allow trade to go about 1 to 9. Then it will eventually come back and hit my asset, and I will end up with nothing from the trade. After then, the next day, after the price came back, I saw this particular trade. It came back. Okay, the market structure has shifted even from the higher time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour. You see that it has a very big bearish engulfing. It has cleared out. A single candlestick has cleared out more than 1 2 3 4 5 6 4 hour candlestick. So I know the bearish are very strong. Maybe the market is about to change direction or something. So I looked for entry there, which was this. I draw everything, but price did not came back that same day until yesterday, which is Friday around 8 a.m. London session. And I did not still took the trade from there. Why? Because I was expecting, since price has came back, so my initial target was here using this breaker block zone, and all I thought was price, because overall price was bullish. I thought price was going to expect this breaker block and just spike up to continue to the uptrend. When price came here, I kind of entered the trade, but I exited. Because why? I was just nervous and anxious. I was judging myself. I say, had it been is my life account, would I take this trade? Because why? The price the price coming back down is very strong. It's very strong. And what confirmation did I have that I know that price is going to instantly reverse from this particular zone? I don't have any reason. So it's just my own strategy. So I had to just quit the trade with no loss, and it eventually played out and still came back here, which which that's the experience somebody is gaining from the from what studying the strategy or trying to master your own strategy, trading the profitable strategy. So, and also after then, you see I've missed 2 trades. This is the first buy and the second sell, which I thought, since price has came from here, it's not going to hold from here. It's going to eventually break and continue going. So I said I should wait and see price action. I should not react. I should just act. I should not act, or I should just react or something. I forgot. Oh, the English is kind of. So the third trade, which is here, which is yesterday, I analyzed. Price came, respect the zone, going down. I saw the setup. I analyzed, and price still repeat the same thing. Price is not reverse from this zone to my entry. It has, and this is the initial target. Price came to the initial target before coming back to my entry, and when it came, it was already late, 7 p.m. and market is going to be closed, and because it's Friday, market is going to be closed. So I don't want to hold the trade. Then maybe next week market will open, then it will eventually maybe take me out. I just had to exit the trade with no loss also. So that's how my week. And seeing these things, 2 things, I analyzed this thing. I thought from here price is going to come back and tap me into the initial target. Price didn't come back. Price had to go extremely down to the main target before coming back tap me in and hit TP 1, and price is repeat same thing. I thought from here, because I analyzed the chart from here, I thought price is going to come back to tap me in to my TP, to my target, but price ran down to the initial target that I was thinking is going to come. Then it tapped me in, maybe before it will come back to the target. So this weekend I'm going to back test and see if it's usually happen this way, so that I will have an idea. That's the experience that I say your mentor cannot give you. It's only when trading, journaling, backtesting that you gain this experience. If you're on the chart every day, that's why I choose only one strategy, and with just very simple strategy with rules attached to it. Keep repeating the same thing every day, day by day, and I know I will have that experience and I will be profitable. I know that, inshallah. And then I guess that's all for now. Let me just attach the PNL on the account, the demo account I'm trading. Let me just attach it here. We'll go again next week and we'll do the same thing, and we'll be great. Next week will be great week, inshallah. Bye for now.